Equity splits, called stock splits in corporations, change the number of shares or units of ownership that are outstanding in a company, although the value of each owner's total equity is not changed. Sometimes a lower price per share can increase the demand for a company's stock, and that can increase the price per share, and that's often the objective of an equity split. This software will create transactions based on the number of shares or units held. To start, open the Owner Register form by clicking the Owner Register button on the navigation toolbar. Then select the Tools menu and the Splits option. It can also be opened from any of the Owner Register forms. To do this, click the Owner Register bar on the navigation toolbar and then click the Certificates button. Once the form is opened, select the company you want to create a split for from the Company tabs at the top of the form. Then select Tools from the main menu and then Splits. The Splits form will open. Start by selecting the type of ownership you want to create a split for. Now press the New Split button and a new record is displayed. The date of the split is listed as well as from and to columns. A 2-for-1 split means that 2 units or shares is returned to the owner for each unit or share that they surrender to the company. This essentially doubles the number of shares or units outstanding. When I press the Calculate Ownership button, the number of shares or units of ownership are calculated for each of the current owners. The owner can hold any number of certificates that will be surrendered during the split. The old quantity column contains the number of shares or units currently held by the owner. The new quantity column contains the number of shares or units the owner will hold after the split. The amounts displayed on the screen are not entered into the database until the Create Transactions button is pressed. Until then, you can change any of the data. You can delete the split by pressing the Delete Split button, and you can change the amount of the split. You can also change the number of shares or units to be issued. When we move the slider to the right, the new certificate numbers are revealed. If they are numeric, the numbers are calculated automatically based on the current maximum certificate number. Once you know the information is accurate, press the Create Transactions button. It will take a minute or two for the data to be entered into the database, and once it has, the split row in the left table is colored red. The data is then entered into the database. In the process, all of the currently outstanding shares are marked surrendered. New transactions are also created for each of the certificates listed on the right side of the splits form. We can see this by pressing the Exit button and returning to the certificates form. Notice that the new certificates are listed as active certificates, and equity split reissued is indicated as the previous owner. The number of shares or units held is a multiple of the total number of shares or units held by each owner prior to the split. The amount paid and value of the transaction are totals and are not calculated based on the split. All of the prior transactions are then colored green to indicate that they are surrendered. I'll scroll to the right on the certificates form to display the replaced and replaced by columns. Notice that all of the certificates replaced by the split are listed in the replaced column, and all of the replaced certificates have the number of the certificate or certificates that they were replaced by in the replaced by column. That concludes the tutorial for equity splits.